Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. I am Juhaima Makalngan and we will be discussing about the DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020. And in the amendment of this order DepEd this dep This DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020 is an amendment to DepEd Order number 7 series of 2020, which is the school calendar and activities for school year 2020-2021. So this order is to undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, Minister Basic Higher and Technical Education, BARB, Bureau of Service Directors, Regional Directors, Schools Division Superintendents, public and private elementary and secondary school heads, and all other concerns. So this order, which is an amendment to DepEd Order number 7, series of 2022, states that number one, the Office of the President, through the Office of the Executive Secretary, issued a memorandum date on August 14, 2020, on the decision of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte upon the recommendation of the Department of Education pursuant to Republic Act number 11480, which is an act amending Section 3 of Republic Act number 7797, or otherwise known as an act to lengthen the school calendar from 200 days to not more than 220 class days, to defer the opening of classes to October 5, 2020. So naka-state dito, number 1, is yung pagbibigay ng opening of classes on October 5, 2020, at yung naka-state na dapat is yung number of class days is from 200, that should be 200 days and not more than 220 class days. And second, number 2, in the DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020 states that in view of this, DepEd amends the provisions of DepEd Order number 7 series of 2020 titled School Calendar and Activities for School Year 2020-2021. So, dahil nga this DepEd Order, which is the DepEd Order number 30, is an amendment of DepEd Order number 7, naka-state dito, naka-provision dito yung paragraph 3, 6, and 7 ng DepEd Order number 7, which is on the paragraph 3 states that as decided by President Rodrigo Roa Duterte upon the recommendation of the Department of Education pursuant to Republic Act number 11480 titled An Act Amending Section 3 of Republic Act number 7797, otherwise known as an act to lengthen the school calendar from 200 days to not more than 220 class days. The opening of classes shall be deferred to October 5, 2020. So, yun nga, ang opening of classes in this school year is on October 5, 2020. However, the days in September prior to the formal school opening will be used to provide learners with assignments to explore foundational topics for deepenings during the year orientation on the utilization of alternative learning delivery modalities in the utilization of alternative learning delivery modalities and corresponding learners' materials, and mental health and psychosocial support activities. So, naka-state dito, and on the September prior to the formal school opening is doon na magbibigay ng mga learner, magpo-provide ng mga assignments to the learners. These pre-opening activities devoted to the attainment of learning objectives for the school year and shall be counted as class days. So dahil dun sa counted class days nila, which is stated that the class days should be 200 days and not more than 220 days. So it states in the paragraph 3 that the school year will end on June 11, 2021. On the sixth paragraph of the DepEd Order number 7 states that because of the compressed school year, the Secretary is authorizing the holding of Saturday classes through the conduct of distance learning activities to be undertaken by learners. Pursuant to Republic Act number 7797 as amended, should religious considerations prohibit these Saturday's activities, they should be undertaken on Sundays. In all, the total class days in the 2020 to 2021 school calendar will be 205 days. So, na-state din dito that there should be a Saturday classes on Saturdays. But dahil may mga religious considerations, they shall be the Saturday classes shall be undertaken on Sundays. So in all, na total nila that the 2020 and 2021 school class days will be only 205 days. And in the seventh paragraph that states, and which states the learning intervention for alternative learning system shall also formally open on October 5, while the program duration will depend on the learner's educational background or existing knowledge level prior to enrolling in ALS program. And in the third paragraph of number 3 of the DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020 states that in item 5, specifically paragraph 8, 18, and 32 of the implementing guidelines on the school calendar and activities for school year 2020 are amended to read as follows. So may nakaspecific na naman ditong paragraph na amended in guidelines on the school calendar and activities for school year. So in the 8th paragraph states that for school year 2020 to 2021, schools shall formally start the conduct of teaching learning activities on October 5, 2020 and shall end on June 11, 2021. So yun na. And it shall consist of 205 days inclusive of the preschool year activities and service training for teachers and semestral break and conduct of end of year rights. And in the paragraph 18, which states that mental health and psychosocial support activities, particularly psychological first aid, discussions on the characteristics and effects of the pandemic, orientation on precautionary and preventive measures such as water, sanitation, and hygiene, and other topics related to the COVID-19 pandemic shall be conducted from September 21 to 26, 2020, while orientation and familiarization of learners on the implementation of learning delivery modalities, utilization of learning resources, as well as the accomplishments of the weekly home learning tasks shall be on September 28 to October 3, 2020. So nakastate dito dapat yung pag-support ng mental health and psychosocial first aid ng ating mga students. And in all sa under sa DepEd. Physical and mental resilience of learners shall be further developed throughout the school year in accordance with DepEd Order number 14 series of 2020, which titled the Guidelines on the Required Health Standards in Basic Education Offices and School. So importante, first na importante is the mental health, which is in these states everyone is nag-a-adjust pa in the new normal. And in this paragraph 32, remedial, advancement, and enrichment classes during summer shall begin on Monday, June 14, 2021, and on Friday, July 23, 2021. So, naka-state na rin dito yung mag-remedial or mag-classes during December, yung schedule niya. And in the fourth number 4, that states in the DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020, states that in addition, the first academic quarter starts on October 5, 2020 and ends on November 28, 2020. Yung first academic quarter daw, which is mag-start in October 5, 2020 and ends on October 28, 2020. And the second quarter shall be from December 1, 2020 to February 6, 2021. And the third quarter shall be from February 15, 2020 to April 11, 2021. And lastly, on the fourth quarter, that shall be from April 12, 2021 to June 5, 2021. So in closure of this order, this DepEd Order number 30 series of 2020 is the monthly school calendar of activities for school year 2020-2021. So this will be discussed by Jurier Makasindil. So that's all for my part. Thank you for listening.